Monster, and today we're going to make a pink lemonade granita and be peak with these delicious icy frozen treats. It's a little bit sweet from the cherries, tart from the lemons, and oh so icy and refreshing. I went to prepare my fruit by peeling my lemons, and I've got some really fragrant and beautiful Meyer lemons. So all I want to do is slice each end with a sharp knife, and then just peel down as you would when you segment a grapefruit or an orange, something like that. So just run that sharp knife down the globe, the side of the globe, and just peel off the layers, just like that. So when your lemons are naked, you also want to not forget to take that little peel, and the little flesh that's left on there is still juicy, so squeeze that in there as well because you want all that lemon goodness. So into a blender, you want to tip in your maraschino cherries, juice and all, drip, and then all of your lemons. And you want to blend that up together. Next, you want to take your blended mixture and tip it into a strainer so you collect all that beautiful blushing pink juice. I love pulp and I'm so sorry to see it go away, but for the purpose of this granita, you want it to be a smoother finished product, so that's why we're extracting it. And also, if you have some mint or some basil, you can blend that up with this as well. But I'm going to move on to the next step and keep this pretty straightforward as a classic pink lemonade, and drip in the natural thick sweetness of some honey. Now we can pour in our water and then just give it another stir. We poured, mixed, and stirred everything in this one bowl, and now we're going to cover it up and pop that same bowl into the freezer for up to 5 hours to freeze up. And I'm going to go in there every 30 minutes to an hour and scrape with the tines of my fork, and I'll show you exactly how I do that. Just took it out of the freezer and we can unveil the plastic. And what you'll find is after about an hour and a half, about an hour or so, I've just checked on it, you see little crystals floating like this, kind of like ruby icebergs floating in the sea of pink lemonade. You'll see it forming on the sides and in the center, and just kind of give it a stir. And then it's as simple as that. You want to cover it back up and pop it back into the freezer. This is how my granita looks after about 3.5 hours, and every 30 minutes or so I just went in there with my fork and just kind of slushed it around. And now you can see it's got a really nice scrapable consistency, and you just want to go in there just like you would fluff up rice. You want to take the tines of your fork and just kind of scrape it. And when it was really, really loose, I just kind of stirred it and broke up the ice crystals, because this will create a really fluffy and icy refreshing treat. So in about 30 more minutes, I think this will be ready to scrape up and put into our little containers to enjoy and eat. Now this next step is completely optional, but I have a bunch of extra lemons lying around, so I thought it would be cute to serve them in some frozen lemon shells. So taking a sharp knife, you want to cut off the bottom where it'll expose the pith and not most of the flesh, so it kind of sits like this. And then I want to cut off the other top to expose the flesh, and then I want to scoop out all of the lemons. And I'm going to use this for some lemonade later, so don't waste it. And then just kind of run it through the edges, not to pierce the bottom. I'm just taking a lot of love and tender care. You should be able to scoop the flesh out. I'm just finishing this last one, and I'm taking the edge of that knife and just squeezing out all the extra juice, so you end up with a pretty barren, concave little lemon like that. So this one is ready, and I'm going to do this one to show you this one as well. So let's take off the bottom so it can sit down, and then we'll take off the top of this one as well. And again, same thing. You take your knife and just run it on the edge of the fruit, and then just keep working at it. Carve and twist and scoop out the flesh. After about 4 to 5 hours has elapsed, we're ready to fill our frozen lemon shells up with that snowy pink granita. So here we have our granita, and I'm just going to carefully spoon it in. I think it's really pretty when it overflows. There we go. And I love the contrast of the pink and the yellow. It's going to be a delicious summer treat to cool you down. Look at that. And you're ready to serve and eat.